Welcome back to Love Notes, your Friday night ritual inside the Passion Zone. I'm Allie Theiss, and tonight we're naming something many people feel, but they don't always trust love that meets your frequency. Not love that you have to convince, not love you have to train, not love you have to slow down for or speed up to keep, but love that recognizes you immediately. This kind of love that doesn't require translation. You don't have to explain why you think the way you think. You don't have to justify your needs, your pace, your depth, or your boundaries. Tonight is about what changes when love finally meets you where you already are, instead of asking you to move. Ooh. So many people confuse chemistry with compatibility. Chemistry can spark instantly and burn out just as fast. Frequency is different. Frequency sustains. When love meets your frequency, it doesn't feel loud, it feels clear. Oh, yes. We're going deep here on Love Notes this evening. And the poem for tonight is from Clarity and Connection by Young Pablo. When someone can meet you where you are without asking you to lower your standards or your spirit, when they don't ask you to shrink your truth, to be easier to love, that is alignment, not luck. Love is not found, it is recognized when two people are tuned in to the same truth. This poem, it names something kind of low key, but life changing. We spend so much time trying to make ourselves understandable, right? Trying to be palatable, trying to be chosen. But frequency doesn't require explanation. When someone meets your frequency, you stop over explaining, you stop editing yourself, you stop wondering if you're too much because the signal is already understood. Tonight is about releasing the idea that love is something you earn and remembering that real love is something you resonate with. Oh, yes. I love it. And we're moving forward to our first dedication of the evening. And remember, if you would like to dedicate a song, please go to my profile here on TikTok if you're joining me live. Click the link, it'll take you to my link page. Second link down is to dedicate a song. And that song I'll play next week. All right. And if you're listening through the podcast version, you know where to go. It is below in the show's notes. And this first dedication is from Isabel in Massachusetts. And she writes, I don't feel ahead or behind with you. I feel we're on the same level. We could even be aligned. That's right. And the song they requested is In a Sentimental Mood by Duke Ellington and John Coltrane. Ooh, I have not heard this song in almost a lifetime. This is going to be good. I can still remember my grandparents playing that song. In a Sentimental Mood, Duke Ellington and John Coltrane. Wow, that took me back. It took me back quite a few years. There's an intimacy in not being rushed, right? There's safety in not being corrected when you have a talk. Alignment feels like shared peace, shared values, and shared emotional timing. You're not dragging somebody forward, you're not holding yourself back. That's right. If you're joining me live here on TikTok, drop me an emoji in the chat if alignment feels more important than intensity now. Oh, yes. Loving it. Let's move forward to the romance book spotlight of the week. Yes, this is One Day in December by Josie Silver, and it was published back in 2018, a little bit ago. And this story is all about mistiming, but not misconnections. Two people feel something real, but life, readiness, and emotional development, well, they don't line up yet. But they keep circling each other, not because the love is wrong, but because the frequency isn't aligned yet. This book reminds us sometimes love doesn't fail, sometimes it waits. Ooh, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? And that already brings us to dedication number two. We're just moving right along this evening. This dedication comes from E in Colorado. And they write, I didn't realize how much energy I was wasting explaining myself until you left. And I didn't have to do it anymore. Beautiful. And the dedication they're asking for is Breathe Me by, oh, I'm going to say her name wrong, Saya. All right, let's take a listen. And that song was our second dedication of the evening. Now we're coming up to tonight's desire drop, which is frequency is the turn on. Yes, this is about relearning how desire actually works when it's sustainable. Yes. Now ask yourself when you're with somebody you love, maybe somebody you're starting to get to know that you like, ask yourself these three questions. Okay. Do I feel regulated or dysregulated around this person? Meaning, do I have control or do I feel a bit antsy around this person? Okay. Two, do I feel clearer after the connection or do I feel more confused? So you have a conversation with this person. Are you feeling clear headed? Everything's good. You're thinking, everything is wonderful and, you just love the talk the two of you just had? Or do you walk away even more confused and try to make sense of the conversation you just had? And third, do you feel expanded, like this person is adding to your life? Or do you feel contracted, like this person is taking or sucking the life right out of you, taking away your life? Attraction doesn't spike and crash. Okay. It hums. It's a nice little hum that goes across. When someone meets your frequency, desire doesn't feel urgent, it feels inevitable. And that's the difference between excitement and compatibility, between sparks and resonance. Yes. So it's very important that when you have a connection with somebody and when you talk to them, that you come away feeling better than you did before. If you go and you talk to somebody and you feel worse than you did previously, then it could be that person isn't the best one for you. All right. Sometimes we'll just do with whomever's around, right? Because we're sick of looking. Or if we're married or living with somebody and they get on your nerves, but do you really want to date again? So we put up with this stuff, right? Everybody should be happy. Everybody should be in a relationship that adds to the life and doesn't distract. Right, Sweet Pea? You can't see the cat because of the background, but there's a cat right over here. Sweet Pea. She's 13 years old. Yes, you are. And after 13 years, her and I finally became friends. Our frequencies finally matched. Yes, they did. So this brings us into dedication number three already. Oh my gosh, we're just humming along tonight, aren't we? Dedication number three is from Lena, and she writes, I didn't brace myself around you. I kicked back. All right, and what a song she has requested. Into the Mystic by Van Morrison. Oh yes. Let us play, shall we? Awesome. Into the Mystic by Van Morrison. Loved it. And I mentioned softening earlier. Softening is a nervous system response. It's your body saying, I don't have to protect myself here. Love that meets your frequency doesn't push, it doesn't demand, and it doesn't test. It invites. Oh, yes, it does. Drop me an emoji in the chat if you're joining me live here on TikTok. If ease changed how attraction felt for you. Oh, yes. I love it. And we're coming up here to the soulful connection part of the evening. Yes, we are. And this is all about meeting the signal. And in soulful connections, attracting another soulmate to you, frequency is coherence. When your values, your emotions, boundaries, actions align with your signal, it becomes unmistakable. You don't attract love by chasing, you attract love by being clear. When someone meets your frequency, communication feels natural, boundaries feel obvious, and desire stabilizes instead of fluctuating. Ooh, this is love without static. I love that, don't you? Yes. So let us get ready um, for our little meditation of the evening. It is holding your frequency to attract love. All right. So let's get settled in. Of course, if you're driving, obviously do not take part in this or using any type of machinery, don't take part in this. Um, but welcome. Take a moment to settle in. Find a quiet, comfortable position, either seated or lying down. Gently close your eyes and begin to bring your awareness inward. Take a deep breath in through your nose. One, two, three, four, five. Hold and slowly exhale. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Again, breathe in, hold, and exhale. Let your breath become steady and effortless. With each exhale, let yourself soften. Let the tension melt away. Scan your body gently from the tips of your toes up through your legs to your hips, your belly, your chest, all the way to the top of your head. With every breath, let everything soften. Your shoulders, your jaw, your forehead. Now, imagine yourself standing in a wide open meadow at dawn. The sky is soft, painted in shades of pink and gold. All around you are blooming wildflowers. Nope, yeah, wildflowers. Their colors vibrant, their fragrance sweet. The grass beneath your feet is cool and soft. You walk barefoot, each step grounding you more deeply. You hear the gentle sound of a stream in the distance, its waters flowing like a lullaby. In the center of the meadow stands a glowing crystal column, radiant, shimmering in pink and violet light. This is your heart frequency beacon. It holds the vibration of your pure, loving energy. Approach it slowly. Place your hands upon its surface. Feel the warmth. Feel the pulse. With each breath, a soft rose colored light begins to bloom in your chest. It glows gently, expanding outward with every exhale. This light wraps around you, forming a cocoon of warmth, grace, and love. Now swirling colors surround you: rose, lavender, gold, each carrying the frequency of joy, of compassion, of connection. They wrap around you, forming a shimmering robe of energy, lifting your spirit, raising your vibration. Now gently raise your arms to the sky and affirm within. I am a divine magnet for love. I hold my frequency with grace and clarity. I attract love by being love. Let the words settle in. Let them echo within your cells. Let them become your truth. You are not reaching outward. You are radiating from within. You are love. Now reflect for a moment. What does love feel like in your body? How can you honor this frequency each day? What would it look like to live as if love is already here? Now, gently begin to draw your energy back from the crystal column. Feel the shimmering sand of light connecting your heart to the beacon. This thread is always within you. You carry this frequency wherever you go. Take a deep breath now. Begin returning to your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll your shoulders gently, Feel yourself fully present here and now. And when you are ready, open your eyes slowly, gently. You are present. You are radiant. You are love. If you wish, you can take a few moments now to journal. Write down what you felt, what you saw, what came alive in you. And remember this, you can say this aloud or silently to yourself. I am love. I attract love effortlessly. You are magnetic. You are worthy. And you are so ready to receive the love that matches your vibration. Hmm. How was that, guys? It was about 10 minutes, like it usually is. Um, I would like to be able to read this and participate, right? Um, because I've done this exact meditation on my own. I've recorded myself in the past, and so I can listen to me. And I love reaching that column of love and seeing the lavender and the rose and the gold, and just feeling heart center to heart center. Um, how wonderful it feels, right? How wonderful love feels. So I'm curious. What sensations or insights came through for you? I'd love it. Email me, allietheiss@yahoo.com. Let me know. How did your frequency feel at the beginning of the meditation versus the end? Was there a difference? What small actions can you take this evening to hold your frequency of love? What can you do? You deserve every bit of love that comes to you, every bit. And with this meditation, we raised your frequency for you to attract the love that is best for you. All right? All right. So moving forward, let's talk about the romantic movie spotlight this evening. And it's called Before Sunrise. This film captures resonance, not resolution. Two people meet at the same intellectual, emotional, and energetic wavelength, even if only briefly. And it reminds us sometimes meeting your frequency, even once, rewires what you're willing to accept again. Oh, yes. So if you're joining me live, drop me an emoji in the chat if connection matters more than certainty. And I bet it does. Yes. So we're moving right along. I started early tonight. So we're already on dedication number 4. And this is from Mara. And they write, you didn't rise up to meet me because you were already there. Look at that. And the song they asked me to play is Sweet Thing by Rufus and Chaka Khan. The right love doesn't ask you to shrink. It doesn't ask you to stretch. It recognizes you. Yes, indeed, you do. And tonight was all about resonance, about relief of no longer explaining your depth, your pace, or your needs. Love that meets your frequency, it doesn't feel dramatic. Why? Because it's true, right? It feels true. It feels like you were made for that person. I'd like to thank you for spending this time here with me this evening. If you'd like your dedication featured in a future episode, submit it through the Passion Zone. You can do it here through TikTok if you go to my link in my profile. You can also head to thepassionzone.com. Look for Love Notes Live up above in the menu, click on it, and you can submit your dedication that way. So join me next week for Love Notes, where love aligns, settles, and finally feels right.